Okay, now we're good. So yeah, last time we were here, we went to Dwarf Town, and we're about to see what's going on here. Right now, we're in our second cycle of Kare, trying to find all the clues. We explored the manor down here, this one, and it was really creepy. We found some important information. Also, the audio isn't being captured. 1 second. Audio capture. There it is. Why is it not being captured on any tracks? There we go. Weird. Anyways. Right. We went to... whose place? Ah, okay. We went to the 4th. And found a lot of stuff. But it's kind of unclear what the clues were. Weird. Alright. Go over to the crowd. Push your way through the small crowd. In the center, 2 tiny creatures are grappling fiercely with each other. One is a pixie and the other is a sprite. The onlookers are quite fascinated, with some cheering on the pixie and others rooting for the sprite. You appear to have just caught the end of the fight. The sprite looks almost exhausted. Let's watch. You watch the fight. It doesn't last long. The sprite goes for the pixie with a tiny arm lock. The pixie ducks. There we go. Spins around with a flying high kick and knocks the sprite reeling backwards across the dirt. With a hop, skip, and a jump, the pixie is sitting on the fallen sprite's chest with 2 fingers up its nostrils. Do you yield? It squeaks. The other creature makes a yelping noise, presumably a yes. The crowd cheers, and the debts are settled up. Eventually, the crowd disperses. I don't know if there was something else I should have done. Well. Keep going. What if instead I help the sprite? Push your way to the front of the crowd, ready to use magic or... oh. No difference. Okay. Enter the store? I don't have a lot of money, so... I don't know. You duck your head to squeeze the doorway of the dwarf store. The proprietor is a stocky type of advanced years who peers at you through a pair of bottle glass spectacles balanced on a long and gnarly nose. You're not a dwarf, he observes with uncanny accuracy as you enter. I want to look around. The dwarf shrugs, then look away. If you got enough room to turn that big, empty head of yours... oh. Then look away if you've got enough room to turn that big empty head of yours. There we go. You browse the shelves of the top. Ooh, beeswax. That'd be good. Provisions. Would be nice. 3 gold pieces per meal. That's all the money I have. I don't think I'll buy anything today. I need to eat anyways. Yeah, I don't have any money. If only I could go gamble. But not here. Follow the road up to a gentle rise towards a building with a large domed roof. All the various alleys seem to converge on it, and it is thronged with people. From here, it seems that there is no way around. Okay. Approach the building. The road becomes narrower as the slum dwellings either side become more built up. Finally, it opens onto a small plaza in the shade of a large domed building. It is some kind of sprawling covered market. Looking left and right, you see several other roads entering the building through different archways. A group of serpent heads are just passing by. Talk to them? Greetings, you begin. What is this place? The serpent head looks back at you, unimpressed. It's the artist's quarter. They have they have to have a roof over them, or their paint runs and they complain. Nothing worse than a complaining artist, remarks the second creature. Thank you. You're welcome, replies the first serpent head, who appears to speak quite normally. Well, I'll give you a tip. Don't pose for any pictures, you'll regret it. With that, the serpent heads march away inside the building. The market seems a confusing place. Various tracks head off into the bushes. Near its walls, you may be able to find a way around it after all. You might find clues. The market is a maze of alleys. Every inch of a space is being used for trade, with shop stalls and piles of goods set out on crates and barrels. Hawkers bellow about their wares, each trying to shout down the next. People and all manner of strange creatures mill about, quite lost, but very few seem to actually be buying anything. Okay. Into the crowd. You lose yourself browsing the stands. Most sell carpets, but also some offer incense burners, lanterns, and pottery. You can't see blacksmiths or food stalls, however. No food? That's weird. You stop on through the market, elbowing your way between shoppers and hawkers, to stand below the enormous glass dome. Through the hubbub of passers-by, you spot the exit across the hall. Noise rolls like thunder around the roof of the market. What is that? The far end? Far end. You walk to the furthest end of the market. On your left, a man grabs your sleeve. You want to buy a carpet? He asks. Finest carpet this side of the backlands. Made from real moths. Look at the carpets. Behind the man is a towering stack, 30 or 4 carpets high. Each one is gray and so dusty that they make you want to sneeze. A fight has broken out in one corner of the market. It is quickly settled by a score of passers-by. No. I think I'm good. The artist? I didn't mean to go that far. The artist sits with several examples of his work on the floor scattered around him, but you quickly spot something uncanny as you get close. Despite the fine brushwork on his pictures, this man has no hands. Greetings. The artist nods in return. Would you like to buy a painting? They are all originals, I assure you. It does not seem possible. How does he hold the brush? Look at his paintings. Look over the portraits. He has done a series called The Nobles of Carre. You recognize Lorag amongst them. The pictures are detailed and very realistic. The artist, whatever his secret, is clearly quite talented. The artist beams at you and adjusts his sitting position. Do you hold the brush in your mouth? No, nothing like that. The artist shakes his head. But to know my secret, you must step inside my hut. There's a painting I'm working on, even as we speak. He points with his chin. Please. It's probably dangerous, but let's step inside. You push back the drapes and enter the hut. The walls of the hut are covered in sketches, and the floor is splattered with paint and ink. In the center of the room is an easel, and working furiously behind it is a floating brush, seemingly guided by an invisible hand. Watch the brush. The brush moves with hypnotic speed, darting in and out of the different paint pots on the floor, and then wiping across the canvas. I can't talk. Whatever is being depicted, it seems the brush would like to finish it as quickly as possible. Look at the canvas. You cross the room to look at the canvas, and your heart sinks. The brush is painting an image of you. Now that it has had a closer look, the brush begins to edit the picture, refining its impression of your features. Stop the brush from working. Alarmed, you attempt to catch the paintbrush and stop it, but it squirms sideways from your grasp and quickly returns to the canvas, now working twice as fast. Cast a spell. Am I in danger? Let's do sus. No? 6. Clone the caster. I don't know if that would help. Mud? I don't have sand. Oh. Hot? Fireball? Huff. Create wind. In Niff. Create stench. Requires nose plugs. I don't know if that would work. It's weird that I don't have sus. Dud. Illusion of treasure. Then doze. Causes slowness. That might work. Oh, and then fog, summon darkness, and foff. It's force field. Okay, let's try doze. Cast a spell, hoping to slow the paintbrush sufficiently that you can snatch it from the air. The spell only works on living creatures, and the paintbrush is not alive. And it would seem it is not being operated by an invisible creature, as it keeps moving at high speed. Drawing your sword, you slice the paintbrush, but it is trying to cut a fly out of the air. Brush dodges your blade, moving from pot to canvas, working with furious intent. Stab the canvas. Oh. Thinking quickly, you strike the canvas instead, cutting a deep slash through it, just as the paintbrush completes its work. A moment later, the picture begins to move. It drags itself from the frame to stand before you. A moment later, a figure stands before you. A duplicate in primary colors, but with a deep gash across its chest. From outside, you hear the artist commanding the painting to grab your money. The duplicate lumbers forward, its sword drawn. Now what spells do I have? P? Pop? Oh. I don't have a pebble. Hot? No. That doesn't seem like a good idea. Rap. I don't think it's gonna talk to me. Raz? Sharpened blade. Maybe? Again, I can doze it. And what is dud? Oh, right. Treasure. And then, oh, sun. Create light. Zap. Cause depression. I think it's not a living creature, so I don't know if that would work. Can I zap it? Create lightning. Maybe not. Fight a spell. Or fight it. You lift your sword, ready to engage your double. He may have your strength and weapon, but will he have your skill? Let's start by defending. Okay. The paint advances towards you, a fixed expression on its face. You fall back into a crouch. It copies you. Let's go up. Oh. Leap forward to strike, wielding your sword like a brush. You lunge forward with a deep, heavy slash, but its own move is fast and careful. It's able to parry the very worst of the strike. The painting staggers and drifts sideways. The painting is raising its arm to strike. Oh. Let's try point one. No! Ugh. Suddenly you are on the retreat, as it catches you with a parrying slice across your cheek. With your blade close, you are ready to parry. You stagger backward into a pile of paint, tipping blues and greens all over the hut floor. Let's defend. Yeah, that was a good move. I'll probably need to retry that. You lift your guard, the painting darts forward with its sword. You turn the tables on the painting. You sweep your sword into its fabric, tearing and cutting, but its own strike is defensive, and it darts away from the force of your blow. The painting begins to buckle and twist, its outlines blurring and uneven. Your opponent is swing back for blow. You lower yourself defensively. The painting slashes with all its strength. You are largely unhurt. Okay, this should be fine? Yeah. 5 stamina? Let's try again. Okay. Let's do like an 8. You leap forward to strike, wielding your sword like a brush. Alright. The painting raises its arm to strike. I can go up to a 6. Let's defend. Let's do a 1.1. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. There we go, that's better. The hut is suddenly very still. Search the room. After such an attack, you feel no qualms about ransacking this place, and you make it quite a find. In one corner is a stack of pencil sketches labeled Shinva, 5th Noble, Theta, 7th Noble, and Sanzis, 1st Noble. A set of likenesses of the nobles of Kare. You roll them up and put them in your pack. You slip out of the hut once more. The artist tries to stop you with his foot. You buy? He asks. Your painting just tried to kill me. The artist shrugs. Art is only what it sees. He answers. I am not responsible for your heart. Now buy or leave. I've taken my reward already. You retort, indicating the stack of sketches. The artist shrugs, apparently not too concerned. Those nobles won't be worth much soon, anyhow. I don't know if he's gonna help me if I ask him, but... Vic for first noble. The artist nods. He salutes you by spitting at your feet. Mind how you go. Yeah, I just destroyed his canvas. I don't think he's gonna be very helpful. The market seems to be endless. Yeah, okay. Let's leave. Turn around, intending to leave the market, when you realize that you have lost sight of the entrance in the crush of people and creatures. You wander for a few minutes from one carpet seller to the next, but you are quickly, utterly lost. Ask someone for directions? You are quite lost now. Stopping a passerby you ask for directions, only to find it is the serpent head you spoke to earlier. Lost, are you? The female says. It's easy, just follow the decreasing prices. The lowest priced goods are always on the outside of the market. You thank the creature. The market stalls smell of soot and spice. You follow Serpent Head's advice and keep an eye on the price of the carpets you pass by. As they fall from 40 pieces to 10, you feel confident you're on your way out, and then you spy daylight and hurry forward. Emerging blinking into the sunshine, you find yourself near a tall statue beyond which is a wider plaza. At the foot of the statue is a drinking fountain. The first drinking fountain was fine. Yeah, look at that. You drink a deep draught of cool, crisp water and feel quite refreshed. This paved clearing, perhaps intended for visitors to the market to tie up their horses, but if any have, then it would seem their horses have been stolen. Around you the slums are still standing intact, no trace of fire or destruction about them. The wizard was right. Time has been reversed. But not for long. The main road continues between the slums, heading up a low-rise side alley leads left. I don't know. I feel like all these options take me deeper in, but let's see. Do I want to go that way? Do I want to go this way? I feel like I want to go this way if I can. Oh, wait, look left. Here we go. To the left, a narrow road leads deep into the slum district, but its lanes are slung with decoration and ragged bunting. Look right. The main road turns to the right here and continues up the rise towards a run of slightly grander buildings. Ivy and gripweed hang from the bent metal railings. The whole place seems empty, deserted, and dark. Suddenly, out of an almost invisible narrow alley, a figure no higher than your knee dashes out and collides with you, sending you sprawling. They cry out an apology as they hare away down the street. Check myself over. You seem to be in one piece. They didn't steal anything? Weird. Alright, make a move. Oh, I guess I can't go over here. Okay. Into the slums? Or down the main road? The slums would take me up here. I feel like that's promising. Let's do that. You take the side road and climb a winding street between densely packed buildings. These houses were once fine, but have now been colonized by the hordes of the poor. Trees and bushes grow from cracks on the rooftops, and the walls are streaked with the droppings of birds. It's busier here as well. Humans and creatures skulk through the side alleys and talk quietly in doorways. Most fall silent, and to watch you as you pass. Greet them? No reason not to be friendly. You nod to one as you pass, and he bolts immediately inside as though stung. Another creature with strange bony plates on his back drives a dagger and snarls at you. Don't mind him, says a voice at your side. He's quite harmless. Turn to your speaker. What? You stop and turn to see who's speaking. It is a young man, about your age, who looks well dressed and in rude health compared to the other people on the street. You think quickly, but you do not recognize him from any of your pictures of the nobles of Kare. He puts out a hand. Slang, at your service. Slang? Wasn't that the name of a local god? Shake his hand. He seems like a likable enough fellow. Nice to meet you, he says. I haven't spoken to anyone in months. It seems a strange thing to say for such an outgoing person. Where are you going? Maybe I can help you get there. Ask about the North Gate. Where can I learn the North Gate spell? Let's see, he ponders. Who knows the North Gate spell? Ah, yes. At the junction ahead, go left. And then at the next junction, don't go left. Yes, I think that's right. Good luck. Left, then not left. Okay, thanks. Then the young man pumps your hand and beams. Pleasure talking to you, he says cheerfully, and rushes away down the street. Was that actually slang? The road becomes well paved, and the house is more intact. There's washing on the balconies and slops in the street, but how these places can still be occupied is mysterious. It doesn't seem possible, as the ground floor of every building has been solidly boarded up to prevent raiders, and there are no ways in. A man with a ladder walks past. Oh. Watch what he does. The man stops by one of the houses, props the ladder against the boards, and climbs up into a second-floor window. He pulls the ladder up smartly behind him. I see. You ignore him and keep walking. A little further up the street, you see a small girl sitting dejectedly by one of the boards. Go over to her. What do you want? I ain't selling any termites now. Do you need help? No, why would I need help? Do you need help? You look lost. You've been crying. What if I have? She retorts. Wouldn't you? If you were locked out? Locked out of where? She points to one of the windows. I left my letter at home. I'll help you. You don't have anything. Use magic. Do I have anything? Like a flight spell or something? I'm not gonna zap her. Zen. Oh. That would be nice. Big? Oh, that could work. Yeah, if I can get big enough to pick her up, and then put her through the window, and then God? Illusion of worship. Gak. No? Yeah, that's too big. Oh wait, what's the other one? Dop. Open locks and doors. That might work. Then dud. Treasure. Let's do big. I like that one. You cast the spell, growing 3 times your size. Then you scoop up the terrified girl and lift her into the air. She's quaking with fear, and then she understands. The girl laughs and claps her hands and climbs quickly into the window. Thank you, she calls down from above. I thought you were one of Vic the Slaver's men. Here, and she disappears into the house for a moment, finally reappearing to toss something down to you. It's not much, just an apple. That's cute. One more minute, you call to her. The girl perches on the windowsill and glares at you. What? I need directions. What? I need to find the spell lines for the north gate. Try the Shrine of Slang, into this road, then right, then left. The god, well, his priest, knows all sorts. But I don't fancy his prices. You'll see what I mean. The girl grins suddenly. Anyway, it was fun talking to you. Then her face disappears, and the window slams shut. Okay. A little further along, and the road ends in a wall of stone, through which someone has hewn a narrow archway. Perhaps with a mining pick. Squeezing through, you find yourself in a slightly wider lane that leads left and right. Okay. Drink from the fountain. Nice. Alright, first go left. The road climbs further, looping back on itself as it climbs. Several little alleys disappear off between the homes and buildings on either side. This area of the town is a spiderweb that would be easy to lose oneself in. You pass a shop with a brass sign above its door, Metalworkers Guild. So I came to the junction. Is this what he's talking about? Don't go left? When do I turn left? Or don't turn left? You open the door and enter a small building to find a messy workshop littered with pipes, tubes, and barrels. Leak hot gases into the air. A gnome and a troll are leaning over the innards of some kind of machine, tinkering and turning spanners. They don't notice you come in. Greet them. You call to the bear and wave, but they are so engrossed in their work that they do not notice you. But something does. From the corner of the room you hear a squeal and see a move. Look around. Your attention is caught by a brass statuette of a pig, standing on its hind legs. It seems quite ordinary, except that, as you watch, it hiccups. Watch the statue. You watch the statue for a few moments, during which it hiccups twice. It moves. Its movements are weirdly realistic, but it's definitely not alive. When it bends, 2 cogwheels either side of its body whir and click together, and the whole process itself is articulated by some kind of piston in its back. You approach the two metal workers, and this time you tap them on the shoulder. The troll turns, staring at you blankly, chomping his upper lip with his oversized teeth. The gnome is more friendly, lifting up his eye shields and smiling. Ignore my dumb friend, he beams. Welcome to our little shop. Do you know any spells? No, tell me how the statue works. What, our little piggy? The gnome smiles. That's one of Raglish's creations. And unbelievably, he pats the dumb-looking troll on the shoulder. The troll coughs twice. It's an articulated automaton. Seeing your confusion, he clarifies. It runs on magic gas. What's it for? The gnome shrugs. Nothing really. It just hiccups. We're working on the next model, which if we get it right, and he glowers briefly at Raglish as he speaks, then it'll be able to pickpocket people. We were planning to unveil it at the festival, but we're behind. Maybe next year. The troll burps. Do you know any spells? The gnome barks a surprised laugh, almost knocking himself over. No, he exclaims. That's wizarding. It's about as far as from what we do as eggs are from cooked eggs. The troll shakes his head sadly. I know, the gnome remarks to his friends. No one understands what we do. It's most frustrating. Okay, what is this place? This is the Metalworkers Guild. The gnome replies proudly. That's metalwork, not blacksmithery. But no one seems to have much interest in metalworking. It's the future, of course. The troll picks up a spanner and drops it again. I need to be going. Raglish growls at you quite suddenly. The gnome nods. My friend is right. We should be getting back to work. You nod and leave the shop. Okay. I wasn't given a second opportunity to turn left, so... Oops. The smell of rotting fish and mucky water fills your nostrils. You know this area well enough. You have reached docks once more, the beating heart of Kare. Look around. There are two or three ships, moored for the night, and the space between them and the road is filled with a huge number of stalls and little shops, selling everything from fishing tackle to sailing blocks to barrels of woodless rum. This must be a thriving marketplace during the day. The night approaching it is a maze of booths and cloth. A single bridge crosses the river here, operated with ropes to let the tall ships through. Right now the bridge is up to allow ships to sail through undisturbed. There are two inns visible from here. The wayfarers rest in the Meat and Cleaver. There's nothing obviously different about either of them. Also somewhere nearby is the Shrine of Slang. Let's find the shrine? Remembering that the shrine is near the docks, you search the side streets until you see a promising-looking low building. You step into the doorway of the shrine. At the same time as a woman and her child are leaving. He really is a holy man, mother, the little one is saying. Lason's lame brother answered his question, and he ran off the stage. The mother nods and the pair leave. Interesting. Step inside. The shrine is an old stone building, garishly decorated with hanging cloths and thick candles that fill the air with the smell of grease and tar. At the end of a low platform stands a hooded figure in a white robe, who is talking to the assembled crowd. Does anyone else wish to take the test of slang, the god of malice? Calls the priest out. Wait a moment. What was that name? Didn't you meet someone called Slang? Okay. The scholar. No, his name is Lorik. Oh, wait. That's not what I meant to do. I need to recall properly who Slang was. That's a weird question. Okay. Look around. Move on. Oh, I guess I'm not turning left here, so that does take me to Slang. I'm technically going left on the map, but I'm turning right. Step inside. Didn't I meet somebody? The young liar. Of course, the young man you met on the street, who always lied. Was that really the god of malice, or was his name simply another lie? A murmur goes through the crowd. People are nervous but excited. Examine the crowd. The crowd is a mixture of young and old, women and men. Some cheer and joke and murmur, while others have their legs and arms folded in a devout pose and pray through silent lips. How many are spectators and how many are followers of slang you cannot tell. Anyone who can answer the question will be granted their wish, the priest continues. Wait and watch. You wait and watch. Suddenly, a man leaps to his feet. I'll do it, he declares. The rest of the group cheers, and the man, a geriatric, is helped up onto the platform. Are you a follower of slang? The priest asks. The man spits. Very well. In one room in the corner, a gong is sounded. The crowd falls silent. Which do you choose? The priest demands of the man. Will you take the impossible challenge or pay the price of the easy challenge? The man looks uncertain and turns to the audience. People begin to shout suggestions. Choose the impossible. You cry out, adding your voice to those around you, bellowing loud and confidently. After a few minutes, minutes? The priest quietens the room and turns back to the man. So, what do you choose? I'll take the impossible challenge, the man grins. Very well, very well, the priest declares. There's no price for the impossible challenge. Are you ready? The man nods excitedly. The crowds hush. Then tell me, the priest says, what is the answer to the question that is never asked? The man falls silent for a moment, chewing his lower lip and musing over his answer. Finally he says, silence. Is he correct? The priest smiles sadly and shakes his head. A clever answer, but not correct. The crowd sigh in disappointment. A man at your elbow remarks, people always try the impossible challenge to think they get the hint. The man leaves the platform, and the priest turns back to the crowd. Who will be next? He waits for an answer. The priest plucks a knife from his belt and casually stabs it into his own hand? Ugh. You raise your hand and step forward. I will take the challenge. A stranger, calls the priest with glee. Welcome him, please. The crowd whisper and murmur as you make your way to the platform. Welcome, stranger, the priest declares, helping you up. Are you ready to take the challenge, knowing full well but very few succeed? I am. The crowd cheer for your response. Then know this, Slang is not a punishing god, but he is malicious. He does not wish for you to fail, but should you fail, he wishes you to know that it was all your own fault. Let him continue. The priest continues. Our practice is that you may choose either question to answer. But know this, one is impossible and the other is easy. And to answer the easy question you must give up something you hold most dear. The crowd are waiting and expecting silence. It is time for you to choose. I choose the impossible question. The crowd wait expectantly. Then the priest closes his eyes and intones. What is the answer to the question that has never been asked? Your heart sinks. The question doesn't make any sense. Malice, silence, infinity, I don't know. We already heard the previous guy say silence, and it wasn't right. I'm trying to think. I don't think it's malice. I'm trying to... What if I just say I don't know? A roar goes up from the crowd. They can see from the priest's glee that that was not the right answer. You have failed the test of slang. Okay, what if we're gonna try this again? This is, after all, why there's a rewind. I will try. Okay, I will not fail. The crowd cheer again. I see your spirit. Good. Let's see if we can't break you. The priest smiles. Our practice is that you may choose which question to answer. Okay. Malice? Not the right answer. Do I need to do something to know the right answer? I wonder. I will not fail. Impossible question. Let's try silence. Someone wasn't paying attention. That's funny. Okay. If it's not infinity, then yeah, I think we need to find the answer somewhere. Let him continue. It's not the right answer, so we don't know the answer. Interesting. Let's try the easy question then. What does he ask of us? Choose the easy question. Your very soul. To answer the question, you must agree to leave your god behind and become a follower of slang. A follower such as myself and many others in this room. Will you take the adventure for a great reward? That's kind of a big deal. I will do as you ask. Brothers and sisters, the priest declares with booming enthusiasm, we have a new convert for the god of malice. Placing a hand on your forehead, he begins an incantation. You can feel your spirit guide slipping away from you. Okay, it's slang now. You wait to see what will happen. You feel an icy touch as the spirit of slang enters your heart, laughing. The god of malice is now your spirit guide, and he will help, but his help will always come with a cruel cost. Okay, I don't want that. In the distance, the gong is sounded. The priest closes his eyes and begins to rock backwards and forwards. The crowd goes quiet. All eyes are on you now. The priest's eyes flick open once more, and as he intones the riddle from the god. A beast on the bridge who did riddle thee, but pray tell me now, if you can, who was he? Oh god. Something with an A, Alexis, Aliana as well. It was not the right answer. You have failed in the test of slang, and what is worse, you are now his disciple. Okay, let's not do that. I'd rather have the gorilla. Okay. Step inside, and let's just get it wrong. Young liar. What if I ask somebody? Are your hearts so cold? Taunts the priest. Does no one here want anything? Okay, take the challenge. There we go. Continue. Choose the impossible question. Let's just say I don't know. Interesting. You turn to the docks. You still need to find somewhere to stay for the night. Sit by the river. Kari is renowned as a city of thieves and villains, and it has not earned that reputation for nothing. To sleep outside is to invite disaster. Instead, you seat yourself by the edge of the flat, slug-like Jabaji River, where the air is by turns fresh and stomach-churningly rancid, both of which should help you stay awake through the long watches of the night. Your vigil is made worse by the aching in your stomach. Eat something. You stop to eat the apple. You sit watching the river as it creeps past. Today has been a successful day, and you have made progress towards learning the lines of the North Gate spell. After a while, you notice a light on the far bank. Watch the light. It's a lantern. For a moment it moves forwards and backwards, then is joined by several more. Voices call to one another. They are looking for escapers, but escaping from what you cannot tell. As dawn breaks, one calls, Vic will be pleased. A clear night tonight. That name again. Landor's friend. The men disappear as the sun begins to rise. Your long vigil has left you tired out, but still in one piece. The next morning. As the sun breaks over the rooftops of Lower Kare, the city lowers clean and bright, like a stone polished to a shine by a fast-flowing river. The effects last for a beautiful moment, and then the people of Kare begin to stir, opening their windows to throw out their slop, shouting and cursing at each other as they do. Alright. A few slight types, probably pickpockets, begin to prowl as the shadows between the stands. Okay, yes, we've done this before. I'll wait. You let the man struggle and sit back in the sunshine and wait. Sweat beads on his forehead as he heaves and puffs as he works. Eventually, the bridge plunks down into place. You salute the man cheerfully and get to your feet. Alright, we cross. Okay. Start moving. We've been here before. But I think... I don't remember, actually. Drink of the mountain. Move on. So let's see. If we turn left, there's the red quarter, which I don't think I've been to yet. And then... Ah. Right. I need to go to the necropolis, so we should probably go... Actually... I'll rewind if need be. Yes, okay. Last time, it looks like I went here and then went up. I think at some point I may have gone underground because I'm not seeing the posts. Yeah, we've been to the necropolis. We haven't been to the Fallen Quarter. Let's go to the Red Quarter. You follow a narrow path, winding street, a narrow winding street past shops and stalls. It is still early and they are not yet open, but there are stirrings from within the houses as the day's activities begin. A face appears at one window and seems to watch you pass, although the creature's eyes are closed and you're not sure that it actually notices you. Wave at the creature. Oh, I misclicked. Call out a greeting to the creature, who turns his head, but he still does not open his eyes. Perhaps the morning light is too bright for him. Another similar creature stands in a doorway across the street, washing themselves from a bucket. This one is thin and spindly with a long face, not exactly a human, not an elven either, but something in between. Read it? It too has its eyes closed. Perhaps it is soaping its hair and doesn't want to sting his eyes. At the end of the road under a low arch, a group of youths are loitering, talking, kicking stones into the gutter. They notice you, and begin to point and talk amongst themselves. Take a side street. Run to the first junction. Ah. Turn left. Then do not turn left. Keep running? Oh, that's how I ended up there. Okay, so we're just repeating this. I don't want to do that. Walk on. Alright. Yeah, if I want new information, we should do this. Wait for the creature. Read it. Take a side street. Run to the first junction. Turn left. Keep going straight. Oh. Okay. You fall into a portal trap once more. You brace yourself as you tumble through the air, knowing full well what is coming. You've landed in a disgusting pile of unbelievable filth. Slime, excrement, sludge, dung, and dregs, all the way up to your neck. You're evidently in the sewers of Kare. Get up. You start to struggle up to your feet when a splashing sound to your left draws your attention to a small opening in the wall right next to your ear. Something is coming. Duck to avoid it. You take a breath, swallow your pride, and duck down into the foul sludge. When you come up for air, the deluge is gone. You clean yourself off as best you can. Okay, we've already been here too. So let's not do that. What if this time I don't run? I will not run. You stop and turn to face the creatures. You catch up with you in moments. Good morning. You bow your head as you talk respectfully despite these children being so young. They scoff in return. One of them steps forward. This is the street of the Red Eyes, he says quietly. Now we don't welcome White Eyes around here. Just can see what we do to them? No. I can do without. The leader laughs. One of the other youths blinks once, and for a moment you see his eyes flashing red balls of flame. I should think not, the leader whispers. But here's a taste, he says. The youth opens his eyes, and suddenly a streak of burning fire shoots from under his eyelids, scorching your side. You gasp in pain, and he laughs. Then the other creatures grab your arms from either side. Don't struggle, one whispers, or we'll look at you all over. Now what? You marched away into the through the alleyways, to a building surrounded by a high wall. It is a prison. You're dragged across the yard and into an underground corridor. A cell door is opened, and you are thrown inside, landing squarely on top of another creature. Greet the creature. You pick yourself up to your feet and dust yourself down. Apologies, friend, you say to your cellmate. It's an elven, but he seems worn out and exhausted. The creature nods to you. Welcome to my little world, he replies. Who are you? My name on the outside hardly seems to matter, the elven replies with a smile. My number in here is number 6, and that'll be your name too. He points a bony finger. It's written on the door, you see. With the sounds coming through the walls, this is one of several cells, all set side by side. You hear snores, shouts, and screams coming through the stonework. What is this place? This is the jail of the Red Eyes, the elven says. There's one outside, and he points to the guard whose face, with eyes closed, fills the tiny porthole. The cell is empty except for a bucket. Murmuring an apology, the elven uses it for what it is for. Why are you here? You know, the elven replies with a sigh of some passion. I've asked myself that every night since I was arrested, months ago, and I still can't figure it out. I didn't do anything to upset these people. My only idea is that the Red Eyes aren't happy unless they've got someone locked away. He smiles thinly. Maybe now you're here, they'll let me go. Do you think so? No, he sighs. I don't. You're an elven. I've not met your kind before, but I know of you. He shrugs. Elves are pretty annoying creatures, he says. That's not what they looked me up for. What? The smell from the bucket in the corner of the room is quite terrible. How can we escape? Escape? The elven laughs. If there was a way to escape, do you think I would be here? And do you think I haven't tried? I'm an elven. We're not known for sitting still. It's true. Even as he talks to you, he's constantly fidgeting. Cast a spell. What can I do? There's probably Dop. which would unlock the door. How? Find safe passage. Hot. Cast a fireball. Zap? But who am I zapping? Sap. Cause depression. Sus? Yeah, sense danger. Stop. And L. A. Law. Control non-intelligent creatures. I don't think there's any of those around here. Let's do how. You ready your mind for a spell, but nothing happens. The elven laughs bitterly. The walls are infused with Minimite blood. He says, to stop people getting out that way. I would have used my own magic if it worked. Pray for aid? You raise a prayer to the gorilla as you finish, there's a tiny click. The sound of a lock tumbler falling over. The elven's narrow eyes open wide as portholes. You wait until the guard outside has turned his back. Then slide the door open. He will not be looking the other way for long. Pick up the bucket. The elven looks at you curiously but says nothing. Put the bucket on the guard's head. You raise the bucket nice and high, creeping forward on tiptoes. Then at the last possible moment, you bring it down quickly over the guard's head. Unmentionable substances trickle down his face, but for a moment he cannot see. Drag him backwards into the cell? Between you, you grab the guard's arms and drag him backwards into the cell. Excellent, hisses the elven. Now to get out of this place, he rushes towards the door. Search the guard. You search the guard and recover the key to the cell, along with a couple of gold pieces. Quickly. Lock the door. Moving quickly, you lock the cell door with the copper key. Run for it, the elven cries, and he's right. Inside the cell, the guard has got a bucket off his head and has moved to the window. You hurtle around a corner just as a beam of fire explodes off the wall behind you. You hear him rattling the door to the cell, but it seems you cannot open it. Nice. You race up a set of stairs, heading towards a patch of sunlight, and emerge in an alleyway on the other side of the prison wall, the elven at your back. Nice. You emerge onto a quiet side street and begin to weave and duck through the alleyways. The elven, weak from his long stay in the tiny cell, can barely keep pace with you, but is filled with such joy to be free that it laughs even as he trips and stumbles. Turn right. Do you know where you're going? Asks the elven, but there isn't time to reply. Turn right. The elven is flagging. He cannot keep running like this anymore. Go on, he says. He gasps from several sides behind him. Help him. You're nearly free, you reply, grabbing the elven under his arm. I mean it, he hisses, shaking himself free. I'll hide, you idiot, while you distract any more guards with your running. Now go. Good plan. I know that, the elven hisses, burying himself in a pile of boxes and scrap. Now go. It breaks your heart to leave him, but you know he is right. You wish him luck, and then hurry away. The elven crawls into a pile of junk and beds down. Perhaps you will see him again. Turn left. Quite suddenly you emerge from the alleyway into a narrow street, filled with smoke. You force yourself to stop running and catch your breath. A street. Okay. The street is filled with a sharp, acrid smell, burning. Look up ahead, you see a column of smoke. Is the district on fire? Turn down an alleyway. You turn aside from the road, taking one of the winding side alleys, eventually emerging into a square. I don't know if I want to be here. This looks dangerous. You follow the narrow alley, which merges into a wide square filled with more of the same close-eyed creatures as before. Once again, you stand in the plaza of the Red Eyes, the heart of this half of the city port. In all directions, roads lead off, some no doubt to the house's nobles, and others directly into danger. On the other side of the square, the main road continues on through the low arch. 1,000 other alleyways lead off in all directions to Upper Carre. Approach the monument. You approach the crowd through around the monument, which is so thick it is hard to see inside. Clambering up the steps of the monument, you finally get to see inside, but the monument seems to be empty. There's just a circular rug that fills the floor space. The crowd murmur and whisper. What is this monument? You ask one of the creatures. Can't you tell? Were you born yesterday? I'm a stranger here. We don't like strangers, the creature replies. The crowd are clustered around the monument as though expecting the rugs inside to move. Throw a coin inside? You toss a coin into the monument. You don't see quite what happens, but a moment later your coin is nowhere to be seen. Someone in the crowd shoves someone else, who almost topples inside the monument, but just catches their balance in time. They hurry away down the steps of the monument, ashen-faced. Let's step inside. It's another one of those. Okay, let's not do that. Look through the arch. The arch at the far end of the square is thronged with more creatures, not all the same as those in the square. There seems to be a bustling hub beyond, a market district perhaps? From a side alley, 2 red-eyed guards burst into the square looking hot and bothered. They turn their faces this way and that, but don't seem to be able to catch your scent. A moment later, they dive back into the alleyway to continue the hunt. You've lost them. Look at the alleyways. You walk to the center of the square and turn about, peering into all the narrow alleyways that lead off in every direction. To the northwest, they wind between residential buildings stacked precariously on top of one another. To the south, the alleys seem darker and rubble-strewn, and there are fewer rooftops in that direction. A peddler with a tray around his neck walks past you in the square. Inklewort, Blimberry, poultries of milkweed. Let's leave. I don't have much money. Through the arch or an alley. Honestly, my voice is starting to go now I think about it. So this might be where I stop. Let me see who's alive. Let's see. Right. I'm going to raid into Enigmas, who's doing some reading. So I feel like that's appropriate. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I might be back this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, I'll maybe do more sorcery. Maybe I'll take a break until December. We'll see. But yeah. Hope you have all good night and say hello to Ignivis.